Hi, this is Wanda and Paula from Alanda Craft, and today we're going to show you how to make these really cute little gift tags. Now you can leave them blank if you like and put a message just on the exposed part, or you can add a little gift card or a note into the envelope or tag, and you can add it to a gift, or at Christmas time you can make them in a festive card and add them to the Christmas tree. So let's get on and do it now.
So the first thing you want to do is open up the Brother Scan and Cut Canvas software, and there'll be a link below this video on how to access that. And then you want to come over here to Basic. You want to click on the Basic option here. This will give you all the basic shapes, and we want this one here. So I'm going to click on that. As soon as I do, it'll appear over here. Now I'm going to rotate it, so I'm going to hold the Shift key down and hold my cursor over that little teal icon there and rotate it. Click and drag. Okay. And now we're going to change the size of this shape. So we'll come up to the Show Properties option here and uncheck Maintain Aspect Ratio. And we're going to give this a size of 3 inches by 5 inches. Okay, so there's our basic starting shape. Now, next shape we want is the circle, and it's on the same basic patterns here. So I'll click on that one. And we want this circle to be 1 inch by 1 inch. So again, we come up to Show Properties. This time we can click on Maintain Aspect Ratio. And we want this to be 1 by 1. So 1, and if I click somewhere else, it'll automatically add the 1 because we've got Maintain Aspect Ratio selected there. So I'll go close that. Now we want 3 of these circles. So I'm going to right click and duplicate, and then right click and duplicate again. So we've got 3 of them now. So I'm going to bring this up a bit bigger. I'll just drag these down a little bit and expand this so you can see what I'm doing. Right, with this shape here, click on it, and what you want to do is line this top blue circle here with a crosshair. Any crosshair, it doesn't matter which. So I'm going to line that up so it pretty much sits perfectly in there as best as I can. Okay, bring it up a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take one of these circles, click and drag it, and I want it to line up like this. So I want those blue dots, the blue dots on the edge there and that one there, to line up with the line itself. Okay, there's one, and the other one, same again on the other side. Okay, I just wanted to make sure they're sort of joined. Okay, now I'm going to make sure these are lined correctly, so I'm going to just click and drag to highlight the 2 of them. I don't want to highlight the bottom one, just those 2. And I'm going to come up to Edit, Align, and I'm going to select Bottom. All right, that just makes sure that they're evenly lined up. I'll take the last circle now and drag that up, and this time I want this one to go right in the middle here. And you can do this any way you like, so you can see the final product, and if you don't like it you can move these around. But I like it just about, probably about down here. It's just about right. Okay. So now I'm going to highlight everything by clicking and dragging my mouse to highlight everything. And then I'm going to come up here to weld. There you go. So that's our basic shape. Now we also need the circle in the middle here. So I'm going to come over here and grab another circle. And it's quite big, but this time I'm just going to drag it down to the size I like. So I'm going to hold my Shift key, get my mouse in the corner here and click and drag till it's about the size I like. This can be any size you like. So I'm going to pop it in the middle there. And to make sure it is aligned in the middle, I'm going to highlight everything. So make sure that's highlighted and that's highlighted. And come up here to Edit, Align and Center. Right. Okay, so to make sure that circle sticks in there, again you click and drag to highlight everything. And we come up here and click Subtract. Alright, so if we click and move that now, yep, the circle's there. It's not moving anyway, so that's part of the shape now. So that's our basic tag done. Now the next thing we want to do is create the bit that folds over the tag. So what we want there is, we'll move that out of the way. We come back to the original shape we started with. So bring this down a bit. And we click on that shape. So that's the same shape again. Again, we rotate it, so Shift and click and drag. And we want this to be the same shape as the original, so we go 3 by 5. So I'm going to uncheck that one, and we go 3 by 5. Okay, and I'll bring this up now. Okay, what we want to do is create that line. We want to create a cut from about here down to here to create that diagonal shape. So what I do is I bring this over to line it up with here, just to get a basic idea of where I'm going to make that cut. So I want the cut to be right at that point where these two join, so right here. Okay, so what I do to make that cut is I come over here to this triangle here, click on that one, and what I want to do is rotate this triangle first. So I hold down the shift key and I want to rotate it once, twice, 3, 4, I think that's right, yep. So 4 times I want to rotate it so the triangle looks like that. And what I want to do is bring it over so it lines up right at that point. So I want it to cut at that point. So this is where I need to have it. Now I can move this away. I don't want that to be cut. So now that that's right at that point, I'm going to highlight everything, click and drag to highlight everything, and come up here to subtract. So click on that one. Okay, and there's our little bit there. That's awesome. Okay, so now we want to get these to join up, to weld. So I'm going to bring this over and pretty much just want to overlap it. I'm just going to increase the percentage there so we can zoom in a little bit. I want it to just overlap slightly. If you don't overlap enough, it won't weld. And I also want the bottom here to make sure they're lined up perfectly. So I'm going to click and drag to highlight the two. Edit, align, bottom. And that just ensures that they're evenly lined up now. Now they're still both highlighted, so I should be able to weld them. So let's click the weld button. Alright, done. See, you'll get this little bit here. Don't worry too much about that. You can play around a bit and just push them together a little better to make sure that doesn't happen, but don't worry too much if you see that, because we're going to be putting a scoring line in here anyway. Okay, so that bit's done. The next step now is to create the little tabs, because we want them to stick. When you fold this over, you need to be able to stick it onto the other side of the tag. So we need some tabs. So we're going to use this shape here. I'll just bring this down. This is the shape we want, that one there. Okay, so let's zoom in again now. So we want to rotate this one. So this one's going to go on the bottom. So we hold the shift key again, click and drag until we've rotated it around. We want this one to sit under here. And you can see it's obviously too big, but all we do is just drag it down to fit. So just zoom in. And all I do is pretty much just drag it down, drag it across till it's about the right width there. Bring it up and just move it so it's overlapping again. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, so highlight the two shapes, so that one, and then weld. Yep, that looks pretty good. Alright, now we need a tab on this side as well. So do the same shape. Bring that down. Okay, I'm going to rotate it, shift and rotate. Zoom in. Okay, again, I just drag it down until it fits the area I want, which is right there. Bring that in. See how we're going there. That's about right. See, there are only little tags, but they don't need to be that big. It's about right. Okay. Drag, click and drag to highlight everything and weld. Okay, good. Now our last step is to add the scoring lines. So we'll start down here. We need one down here to fold it. So click on this option here, the path tool, click on that. And I'm going to click once with my mouse about here. Hold the shift key. Keep your finger on that shift key and just drag your mouse down. You don't have to click your mouse or anything, just move your mouse down. You'll see how it just creates a perfectly straight line. That's because you're holding the shift key. If you let go of the shift key, see what happens? If I hold the shift key, it pops it back in place. Okay, so bring it down and I'm going to stop about there. Click once and then click again to hold it in. And then you can let go of the shift key. Now you can see it's still highlighted. You want it to be highlighted. Come up to show properties. and you want to choose a dash pattern. I quite like this one here, so I'm going to go with that. Close that. Okay, so that's our first scoring line. Now we want the second one to run along here. What I'm going to do first is just group this, because as soon as I move this tag, that line's going to come out of place. So I'm going to highlight everything, click and drag, highlight, and then right click and group. That allows me to move this around now without losing that scoring line. So what I want to do now is I want to line this up. I want to get the scoring line along here, but I need to know exactly where I need to put it. So I'm going to line the bottom of this here with a dotted line here. Just choose anyone, doesn't matter, just so that I know now that my scoring line will go on this dotted line here so that it matches this one. So I'll come up here back to the path tool, click on that, and I'm going to click about there once, then hold the shift key down and then move my mouse across and click about there to hold it. Click once, then click again. Right, it's highlighted, so we can come up, click show properties, and choose your dash pattern. Okay, all right, and then I need to get the last one in here. You could group all this if you wanted to, but I'm not going to move the tag anymore, so I don't have to group it yet. But I need to get a line from here up to here. So again, path tool, I'll start about here, click once, hold the shift key, move my mouse up, and then click about there, click once, and then click again. All right, again, it's highlighted, so I can come up to show properties and then select that one. All right, so everything is in place. I'm going to group everything so nothing moves around. So click and drag with my mouse and then right click and group. And that has put everything together in one place. So normally at this point I'd put it up in top of the corner here and then I'd drag it down to the size I want. Remember that you can change the size in the Brother Scan and Cut itself as well, so you don't have to specifically set a specific size here. But if I want to resize it now, I'll hold the shift key down and then click and drag from a corner to bring it down to the basic size I want. Now if you want the fold to flip over different sides, all you have to do is basically highlight everything, edit, flip, horizontally it'd be, so that this would flip over the other side depending on how you want it. So that's all you need to do. So you could have two versions of this essentially. So now we just need to save our tag. So I'll come over here in the project title field, type in a name, folding gift tag, click on the download button, and just follow the instructions here depending on whether you're a Windows user or a Mac user. As a Mac user, I simply click on that and it will download into my downloads folder. If you're on Windows, you probably need to right click and go save as and save it to a folder, or you can save it directly to your USB. But either way, you need to get this file onto a USB thumb drive type of thing so that you can pop it into the side of your Brother Scan and Cut. So we'll show you the next step. We'll show you how this cuts out. Okay, so I'm using a two-sided paper for this, or cardstock. So I'm just going to pop that on my mat. Okay, so I'm going to go to pattern. So I've got my USB in the side here with my tag on there. So I'm going to go to pattern, save data, USB, and I'll go and find my folding tag. And here we are here. Okay, so it's the right size for me now, but if you wanted to change the size, you just tap on that and that one, and you could change the size here. But I'm okay with that, that's the right size. I'll go okay. Now my blade, I've set to about 4.5. This is quite thick cardstock. If you're using scrapbooking paper, you'd probably go with a 2. And I'll go cut, and off we go. Okay, check the mat. There's our card there. Alright, and all I simply do now is fold that over. And we've got our little fold lines here where we created the scoring lines. So I'll fold that one and that one in, like that. And all we will do then is you glue there, and you glue on that one, and that will seal it down on the tag there. And there you have it.